The holding cells beneath the Galactic Tribunal reeked of ozone and fear. Dr. Arya Chen moved through the sterile corridors with her security clearance badge glowing against her chest, ignoring the warnings that flashed across every containment unit she passed. She wasn't supposed to be here. No human was, but the distress signal had been unmistakable, a frequency that resonated in her bones, in her very DNA. The same frequency that had haunted humanity's evolution for millennia, buried deep in genetic memory. The call of the wolf. Specimen 7 Alpha, the automated voice announced as she approached the final cell. Warning, Jiweixian. Extreme danger. Lupine variant. Recommendation. Termination pending. Through the energy barrier, Arya saw him. The wolf was massive, easily twice the size of any earthborn creature. His fur was the color of starlight on steel, and around his neck, paws, and torso wound chains of pure silver, the galaxy's most effective suppressant for shapeshifters. The metal burned into his flesh, creating wounds that wept and healed and wept again in an endless cycle of agony. But it was his eyes that stopped her breath, golden, fierce, and utterly human. "You shouldn't be here, little scientist," he rumbled, his voice carrying both the growl of a predator and the tenor of a man. "They'll kill you for even looking at me." Arya's hands trembled as she accessed the cell's control panel. "The tribunal sentenced your entire species to extinction. They said lichens were too dangerous, too unpredictable. But I've read the reports, the real ones, not the propaganda. Your people were defending their colony from Viridian slavers. And we won," the wolf said, struggling to his feet despite the chains. "That's what they can't forgive. Humans and lichens fighting together, refusing to bow. We reminded the galaxy what Earth's children are capable of when we choose to bare our teeth." The chains hummed with energy, forcing him back down. Arya could see the silver burning deeper, could smell the seared flesh. Her stomach churned, but her resolve hardened. Humans had spent 3 centuries earning their place among the stars. They'd been underestimated, patronized, and dismissed as primitives playing at civilization. But humanity had survived not through compliance, but through an obstinate refusal to break. And the lichens? They were humanity's lost cousins, the ones who'd been taken from Earth millennia ago and modified by ancient aliens. They'd evolved separately, but the same fierce spirit burned in their hearts. "The tribunal thinks silver chains can hold anything," Arya said, her fingers flying across the control panel. "They don't understand that humans spent 10,000 years learning to break every cage we were put in. What are you doing?" The wolf's voice carried a warning now, mixed with something that might have been hope. "Fulfilling the pact our ancestors made in firelight and shadow, humans and wolves together against the dark." The security system screamed as Arya overrode every protocol, every safeguard. Alarms wailed through the facility. She had maybe 2 minutes before the guards arrived. "Those chains are silver titanium composite," the wolf said urgently. "Even with the barrier down, I can't—" "They're not just silver," Arya interrupted, pulling a small device from her pack. "They're maintained by a quantum lock keyed to assume lichens are the only shapeshifters in existence. But humans carry the shapeshifter gene too, we just forgot how to use it." She pressed the device against the barrier. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her memory. "Every human carries the wolf inside. We just learned to bury it deeper." The barrier dissolved. Arya stepped into the cell. The wolf's eyes widened. "You'll die. The chains will recognize you as a threat," and she grabbed the first chain. Pain exploded through her nervous system as silver met flesh, but she held on. The quantum lock flickered, confused by DNA that read as both human and shapeshifter, both prey and predator. "Humans don't know when to quit," she gasped, her blood sizzling on the metal. "It's our most annoying trait." The chains shattered. The transformation was instantaneous. One moment a massive wolf stood before her. The next a man towered in the confined space, naked and magnificent. His skin marked with silver scars, but his eyes still burning with that same golden fire. "You freed me," he said, his voice deeper now, resonant with power that made the walls vibrate. "Do you understand what that means?" Arya stumbled back, suddenly aware that she'd just released what the tribunal called the most dangerous lichen in the galaxy. The Ruthless Alpha King, the last of the Silver Moon Pack, the one who'd led the uprising that had terrified the established powers. "It means," she said steadily, meeting those predatory eyes, "that humanity doesn't abandon its own. Not anymore." He moved with inhuman speed, backing her against the wall, She could feel the heat radiating from his body, could see the predator calculating whether she was threat or prey. Then he smiled, and it was terrible and beautiful. You bear the scent of the ancient pact. You carry the wolf's gift in your blood, dormant but present. You are ours, Dr. Chen, you always were. I'm human, she insisted, you're both, as are all your kind, whether they remember or not. He touched her chin gently, tilting her head. The tribunal tried to sever what cannot be severed. But you remembered. You answered the call. The door exploded inward. Guards poured in, weapons trained. The Alpha King moved in front of Arya, his posture protective and lethal. Choose carefully, he growled. The human is under my protection now. She freed me. She claimed me, and I claim her in return. We claim each other, Arya corrected, stepping beside him despite the weapons. And the tribunal is going to learn what humans do best. We change the rules of the game. The Alpha King laughed, the sound rolling through the facility like thunder. Then let's remind the galaxy why they should have left Earth's children alone. Both the ones who walk on 2 legs and the ones who run on 4. Arya felt something stir inside her. Ancient and wild. Perhaps her grandmother had been right. Perhaps the wolf had never really left humanity at all. It had just been waiting for the right moment to howl.